Be prepared for highly offensive language throughout, adult and sexual themes, and possible flashing images. Well, he was the biggest G in the house, but it's your vote that counts. And you decided it was time for our resident rapper to leave. He said there was only room for one Lewis, but did he expect it to be him? It's time for Lewis G to say his final farewell. It is time for Big Brother's Bit on the Side! That night of the week that we love the most, but our housemates dread, is the second eviction night of the series! The chicken counting task still at our housemates running around like headless chickens, to be perfectly honest. Everyone's taking it so seriously, Lewis G said, and unfortunately for him, when it came to the battle of the Lewises, there was only ever going to be one cock of the walk.
There's only room for one Lewis.
There really is, yes. Lewis G has left the coop and he will shortly be here for a grilling. Sorry about that, Kay. Also coming up tonight, Big Brother's very own mother hen, Emma Willis, is going to be in the building. She's going to be having a chat with me about all of tonight's shenanigans, and it has been hailed as the biggest comeback since 2011's reformation of my musical hero Steps. After a successful return last week, I can confirm the mad old bat is back, and she means business. The final farewell is back, guys! The final farewell is back. Big deal. Big deal. There she is. She loves it. But time waits for no man, so it's time to meet my Friday eviction panel, and it's a little bit of a soapy special tonight. First up, he's been caught up in a world of sex, drugs, joyriding and murder, and it's the last time on Gynology with him, I'm telling you. He's a glutton for punishment, and he's back for more. It's Hollyoaks, Kieran Richardson! yeah.
It's not about down.
Do you know what I mean? Next up, she swapped her baby, lost her husband, survived an addiction to over-the-counter medicine and got strangled by Duncan from Blue. How she's made it here tonight is beyond me. It's Kieran's Hollyoaks BFF, Jess Ellis! Go on the fridge, go on the fridge! And finally tonight, he's yet to do a stint in Hollyoaks, but after this year's CBB, he has been witness to more than a drama or two. He might not be a soap star, but seeing him soaked up this summer was the highlight for everyone. Let's be honest, it's Dan Osborne! Well, there you go. It was Lewis versus Lewis. We've not seen a clash like it, the double Lewis. I haven't seen anything like that since the two Julies fell out on Bad Girls. Hashtag bring back Bad Girls, just putting it out there. But did the right Lewis go? Kieran, what are you making of tonight?
I think so. I think because it's potential that this might be the last ever one. I feel like we've seen this kind of character before. We've had Bear already. For me, I was just a bit like, not interested at all. We're not seeing many of the other housemates because it's heavily focused on him, so... And the way that kind of Lewis F has dealt with it has kind of made me feel sorry for him. I know he's kind of a bit of a sensitive soul, so I feel like maybe the right person has gone.
You think the right person's gone? Yeah, so we come to you. Kieran just said, you know, Lewis G was a massive character in that house. He featured in every single episode, quite heavily. How do you think the house dynamic's going to change now that he's not there?
I think it's going to be brilliant for everyone. I'm buzzing that he's gone. Like, I think everyone's going to get their chance to shine. Like, he's playing this character, and I'm bored of it.
Do you think he is playing a character?
100%. He played a character that I think he thought worked before, and it's not worked, and I'm so glad the public have just got bored of it.
You are? Dan, I mean, are you going to miss his rapping?
I actually thought it was quite good.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I was a bit of a fan of the rap myself. I'm really not going to lie.
I enjoyed it.
Do you think the right Lewis went tonight?
I guess so. If the other Lewis felt that uncomfortable in the house, I mean, like, I've witnessed people being uncomfortable in the house and it ain't nice. And But, I mean, it is also important to have a big character in there, so it was a tricky one, I think.
And don't forget, it took about half an hour to get into the house, and then Emma interviewed his dad, and his dad was like, don't worry, the nation will fall in love with him. So I've been waiting for that moment to be like, well, come on, then, let's fall in love with him, and it never happened.
And you can be a big character and be a nice person.
Go on, Jess, everything's a And what are you guys making of it tonight, Dan?
Right, I'm going to be honest, OK?
You be honest, darling.
At the end of the day, we all watch this show. We need someone to wind up. I never thought he crossed the line like previous housemates where I'm like, no, stop. Now you're starting to really.
No,
Without him, there is.
Serial thief.
Without him, there is no one now to kind of stir up a little trouble. And you know what? It's going to be a bit bland.
You think it's going to be... I have got to say, though, look, we said this last week when Anna Amelia went. We were all a bit like, oh, she was such a big character. She went, we're going to say it again now, Lewis G's gone. But I'll say exactly what I said at the very launch day of Celebrity Big Brother. No housemate's bigger than Big Brother. Just remember that one,
So
guys.
let's also not forget as well, that means that Lewis F is our civilian psychic Sally, because his target for week 1 was Anna Amelia, and then she was nominated and went.
Yeah.
Then week 2, it was Lewis G. He was nominated, and now he's gone.
God, you want to get in with Lewis F? I'm telling you that now. I'm going to be chatting to Lewis G right here later on in the studio, but let's talk about the rest of tonight's action. And the housemates lost the chicken tars. And now Thomas didn't help matters, did he? When he'd done the dirty and chose to count the coins rather than the chickens. Dan, Thomas, he's a bit of a fan favourite, especially here with our audience. But has your opinion changed on him at all since he decided to go for the coins rather than the chickens?
I think, yeah, like he's obviously showed that he's now playing a game and stuff like that. But he didn't take much fault, did he? He just like, it was like, I'm going to count the
Big
coins.
Brother, I'm going to go for the coin. Kieran, Big Brother, it is a game, you know, and we've said, I think, in previous series, a lot of us will always go, oh, but he's a game player, I don't like that. This series, more so than ever, it's all about game, Kieran.
Yeah, but don't forget, the last chance that he had to do this, he refused to do it. Do you remember the one where he had to guess the answers and then they'd go at the leaderboard and get so many big coins? He refused to do it and then went for the team. And obviously it didn't work that time for him, so I felt like this time he was like, no, I'm going to take this one for me now.
And do you think it was the right choice?
Yeah, absolutely.
You
You
do?
remind me of Thomas, Jess.
Oh, Jess!
I thought it was more no fielding, but whatever. He copied me.
I mean, I normally expect the shade from that side, but I mean, it's all over there. Thomas did say, though, the only reason... I can't stop saying, oh, no, stop!
I just need a headband.
Now I'm just going to say it now. Thomas did say the only reason he did it was to get back at Akeem for his behaviour. Now, Jess, it's obviously ended up impacting on the whole house, him not counting the chickens, literally. What are you making of this Akeem situation?
Do you know what? I feel like everyone's been a bit tight on him. I think, yes, he is Mr. Sensible. He is being a bit boring. But, like, I think people are actually a bit jealous of him because he's winning the tasks, he's doing all this stuff, and people are like, he's sitting on the fence, he's not real. I'm sick of people saying they're not real. Like, everyone's
I mean,
real.
I'm surprised that fence hasn't caved in, the amount of people that are allegedly sitting on a fence.
I know, but I think, like, you know what? I think, actually, though, if I was in the house with him, a goody two-shoes, I'm still laughing at the fact he's just called me Thomas.
Yeah, but I mean, we all are, deep down.
Do you know what? I'd love to be Thomas. You know,
Yeah, oh, she said it. She'd love to be Thomas. Who knows? Nelly Furtado.
Yeah, I think that when you're in the house with him, actually, he probably could become a little bit annoying. You know,
think?
like teacher's pet, like, shut up.
You reckon? Well, Cameron found the whole thing with Thomas, going back to him, quite funny, but then told Big Brother he wouldn't have done the same thing. Kieran, if Cameron was in that situation, do you think he would have took the big coins?
I don't think he would have, actually.
You don't?
No, I don't think he would have. I feel like he's quite a sensible guy. Yeah,
He's like
I really...
18 and he's acting like he's about 65.
I don't think many of them would have done that. And I think it's only because Thomas has been in that situation before and it didn't end well for him. So I feel like he would be the only person that would have done it. Maybe Lewis G, if he would have had that opportunity, would have done it also.
Well, talking about Cameron, I mean, chicken counting aside, he was in a foul mood. Foul? It's a Friday. First off, he clashed with Kate over how much cauliflower she'd been using. Dan, look, it sounds really trivial, but you've been in there.
Yeah.
You know what it's like when it comes down to the food. Do you think he was right to have a go at her and say, you know, look, you need to be a bit more considerate of everyone else?
I think when people ain't considerate with food, and like I eat a lot of food, and when I was in there, I was eating like minimal food really, because you have to think about other people. When people don't think of you, it can get annoying.
Did you ever argue over cauliflower, though?
Cauliflower, you can eat all the cauliflower. It's the digestives and stuff. You know what I was like,
Touch my biscuits, I'll have you.
exactly. It was the good stuff. You want to keep like cauliflower, I wouldn't care.
Have your cauliflower,
But
darling.
I think Cameron cracked me out. He ain't stopped moaning today.
I mean, he hasn't stopped moaning. He went from that, and then he had to go at Akeem for butting into the conversation as well. And then he went on to say that Akeem thinks that he's the king of the house and that nobody else's opinion is allowed by him. Do we think... I mean, I don't, but do we think Akeem needs to be brought down a peg or two in that house?
I just want to ask why he's got his, like, anorak on while he's asking these questions, though, as well, in the house.
Cameron's just loving
He's just,
it.
like, it's just weird.
Kenny from South
Yeah, he's like, what are you doing?
He loved it.
Why are you eating all the cauliflower?
Yeah, but did you notice, though, that some of the stuff he was saying, then Louis F. was getting a few giggles out of it, so I feel like that might have spurred Cameron on a little bit more. Do you know when you be a bit cocky in front of your friends and get laughs out of them? I feel like...
Yeah, they are.
You know when you throw your friend under the bus and make a joke?
I feel like what happened between us, maybe that's what was happening there as well.
But relations between Isaac as well, we need to talk about it, quite tense. Isaac and Akeem. Again, Isaac seems to be on that bandwagon, doesn't he, as well, with the whole not liking Akeem. What are we making of that?
No, the problem with Isaac is he's one-dimensional. Like, he's just on that level. So I feel like it's either, like, be macho or be argumentative. Like, I don't feel like there's anything else that he really brings.
You don't?
No.
A boyfriend that you would argue with that would say, I'm just leaving it here.
Yeah, and then just, like, puts the block up.
Yeah, like, they wouldn't argue back. He's not arguing back with anyone.
He's not, is he? I need to talk about Kennelly very quickly because she gave the housemates a twerking lesson tonight. I mean, that girl can move. Do you know what I mean? She can move. I mean, I'm just going to pick someone at random. I don't know who I'm going to pick. Dan, could you maybe show us your best twerk? To get some music?
It's just...
Spin around, spin around. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, that's it, yes, you understand, everyone. Listen, we're going to be chatting some more a bit later on, but it's time now, not that I want to, but it's time now to move on. And we all remember Nikki and Pete, didn't we? Yeah. Helen and Paul. Yeah. Grace and Mikey. Yeah. Darren and Marjorie the chicken. Every Big Brother's had its love story, but there is one Big Brother relationship that has really stood the test of time. Please welcome my TV wife, the gorgeous Mrs. Emma Willis. We didn't know where she went from last night. Go on, go to the Emma, everyone. Cheeky, bloody chicken.
Bloody hell! May just arrived and I've already got poo in my pants.
I do apologise, honestly. That Marjorie, she gets about, though she does. Babe, second hello for us of the night.
Hello.
Thank you for calling me a hunk. I'll appreciate it. How was tonight for you?
Brilliant.
You were happy?
It was great. Yeah, I was very happy. Audience were wonderful. It was freezing. And I think the right person went.
You do think the right person went? Louis D called it quite early. He said it's Lewis versus Lewis. I know you think that the right Lewis went, but were you gutted that it was them two up against each other tonight?
I was, yeah. I think I would have liked a different coupling because even though, you know, I said to him at the end of the interview, you know, it is a shame that you've gone because he is such a big character. And when you're sat with him, I wasn't joking when I said he came in and he seemed very humble. And he was like,
he knows it's not work, doesn't he? He knows his game plan's not work.
You kind of, but I don't think it is a game.
I liked him in that interview. I was like, he's nice.
I think that is genuinely him. I think he's a nice bloke who likes winding people up, and what he thinks is fun, to a lot of people isn't. And we're all different, aren't we? Yeah. So I think it is a shame because had we have seen more of the side that we saw in the interview, I think it would have been, you know, maybe
more two-dimensional than one-dimensional.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely don't think it's been an act, has it? Because he has been.
I
he
don't
was like
think
that
it's
literally of getting out of the car.
I think that is genuinely him.
I think it's him.
But
as
I
well.
do think he's.
I think you're mental then, if that's what you're like. You're a psychopath.
I mean, he definitely stirred the pot in there. He was a big character, and we were just talking about the fact, you know, he's featured really heavily in pretty much every single night's episode.
Yeah. And that's why he's the right person to go, I think.
Do you think? Do you think he's had his time then?
I do, yeah. And I think if he stayed, we'd have had a whole series of that. But if he goes, all these little things that are bubbling under the surface with Akeem and with Isaac, with Lewis F, you know, with Kay to a certain
They do
extent.
seem like
And with Cameron,
smaller.
they're all going to start rising up. And we're going to see everybody rather than one person annoying everybody.
It's boring to see one person, isn't it?
You know, like what Kieran said earlier, it's the last series that we know of. So, and we've seen this many times.
Yeah.
And as great and as fun and as an annoying little brother type person he is, you know, we've seen it before. So let's see what else we have rather than focusing on one.
Fair point.
person.
I mean, it is a fair point.
Shall I stop waffling?
I'm enjoying it, honestly. I'm just standing here touching yourself, having a lovely night.
Can I just say, off topic, do you think that Kay looks like the beautiful one from All Saints and
Mel Black,
and Ola Jordan, like, mixed
Oh,
together?
mix up, Mel Black. Mel Black watches this, all right, Mel. She loves it. She texted me the other night, went, oh my God, you said my name, Mel Black's in it.
But she steals
We
all
lost
the
Jessie J
cauliflower,
last
so-
week, didn't we? Do you know what I mean? It's all going on. The chicken counting task. How exciting was it to have chickens back in that house?
Oh, when I saw them, I was like, are they staying forever? Is it like old school?
I
proper?
tried to rob one, but it wouldn't come with me.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, come on. And then Marjorie keeps popping out every 5 minutes, fighting the life out
I
of
love
me.
the chickens. I mean, he was having a good old peck, wasn't he? On
Oh,
Lewis
yeah.
He had nothing on, did he? 'Cause
God,
she
that-
had like shorts on and he
Yeah.
had little
Yeah.
budgie smugglers.
I mean, that chicken loved a
How
bit of
much yours
molasses.
got on?
You're chicken picking at me.
Yeah.
Basically, she's saying, have you ever thought about getting noshed off by a chicken?
No, I haven't, no.
I'm sad for you. I'm sad for you, Elsa. Come on. Got the cojones, let's do it.
That's what Ryland's saying.
I want a bit of gossip. What's coming up next week?
I'm like, have you got cojones in there? Is
Mine
there
are
any
right
room?
under, let me tell you.
What's coming up next week?
Yeah,
so
what's
the
coming up?
housemates are going to China.
Yeah,
for the
what is
show.
this? What is this? Have we got the
So-
money for that?
They're going to go, well, a task version we
Okay.
do. So there's going to be an airplane and there's going to be cabin crew. There will be...
Well, it's funny you say that because I've got Leo from Airline in the actual audience. Actual Leo from Airline, bringing it back. Go on.
So some of them will be airline staff crew, some of them will be first-class passengers, some of them will be economy passengers, and they will take off, fly to China.
Wow.
And when they land, Big Brother will only speak to them in Chinese.
That is sick.
I was gonna say
Really?
like China,
Yeah.
but now I...
But
gonna be
can Kay speak Chinese? Because she can speak like every language, can't she?
She can speak 4 languages, I believe. I don't think Chinese.
Not too
is
sure
one of
about
them.
China. Well, I can't wait for the trip to China next week, let me tell you.
So I think that the basic gist of it is, you know, they're going to have to try and figure out
What's going
what
on.
their instructions are, yeah.
I
Is the
cannot
plane
wait.
going to be in or outside the house?
I would imagine it's...
I'm imagining
you know,
it's probably-
It's a set.
Probably made of cardboard.
So you mean they're
Probably
not
made
going to
of
get up?
cardboard. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take
Trust me,
off.
if they were all
don't think
going
that's
to
gonna happen.
China, we'd be going with them.
I did mean in the garden.
You know what I'm saying? Well, listen, on that note, give it up for the gorgeous Emma Willis. See you in China. All right, coming up after the break, he has been barred from using the company Wi-Fi for his improper use of his browser, but that hasn't stopped him going incognito and perusing your mind.
Put your teeth back in.
Oh, no, Jesus, thanks for news. Luke Kemner's here, everyone. He's going to be in a minute. And your second evictee, Lewis G, is backstage right now. There he is. He's going to be having a chat with me in a matter of minutes. I'll see you straight after this break. I see a min. I'll do it every time. Welcome back to Big Brother's bit on the side. In just a minute, Lewis G is going to be sashaying his way down my stairs and onto my sofa to tell me how he feels about being the second most popular Lewis in the Big Brother house. But first, I love sliding into this one's DMs late on a Friday night. Here's the ya to my who. Give it up for Luke Kemner.
You do. Look, it's been an awesome week. It's been an awesome week, right? And I've been trawling through the Twitter sphere.
You love it.
And I found a few tweets about our housemates. The first one is from Ashley.
Ashley! We love you, Ashley.
Right, now, Ashaleen says, why is everyone turning against the Welsh bloke? He's done nothing wrong.
Oh.
Welsh bloke, my name's Akeem. All right? And actually, Drew, I was trying to be nice. In fact, I'm going to give my big coins, because you can have them. So just me, I look, it's bigger than your head. You can keep that. Get that. And it's cross-contaminated. But then Ashaleen went on to say that Isaac is a big prat.
Oh, Ashaleen.
And I'm sick of it, bruv. I ain't a big prat. Do you think I'm a big prat? Yeah. Do ya? Yeah. Yes. I really...
That actually scared me from
here.
I
got quite into that. OK, now we've had another tweet, which is from Chanel McCleary.
Oh,
Chanel McCleary. And she says, Thomas is funny, yes. However, I want to love him, but I just don't. I don't see this whole we love Thomas trend.
Oh, wow.
Oh, but you know what, Chanel? I don't love you either. Mummy doesn't love you, but I tell you what, Ryland, Daddy loves you.
Oh, Thomas.
I love you, Daddy. And then we've got one more, which is from Deborah Agbula from last year.
Deborah, yeah.
Lovely Deborah. Love Deborah. And Deborah, she says, honestly, at BBUK, I'm Team Lewis F. He's really speaking the truth.
Oh.
And that's true. That's true, because I'm sick of all this alpha male bullshit, you know, because it's Lewis first to Lewis. The best Lewis is in the house, and that's me.
Sorry. Is that Imran?
No, they're very... They're very similar, Suki, but completely different.
Can have a look at Lou's going to be joining me later on for another cheeky impression or two. But our next guest has been set free. Now he's your second evictee, but his rapping skills got nothing on me. He's like the taste of raw meat. He is always dropping a beat. Everyone get off your seats and wave your hands for Lewis G! Lewis G! What's gone wrong?
I don't know. Honestly, I thought I was great for it. You know, I was every day going in. I was influencing a lot of the way people were acting in there. Let's be honest. I knew it. I mean, I don't know what you guys see, but I was a main influence in there.
We saw.
The way people started.
We saw. Look, you've had a little bit of time out of the house now.
Yeah.
You know, it's always hard walking out of those doors, going straight into an interview. It's just hit you. You've had a bit of time now to settle down and chill out a little bit. How are you really feeling now about being out?
I just feel like I'm looking at their faces and I feel like I should still be up there compared to some of them.
You do?
Yeah, honestly. I mean, I'm not trying to be like cocky, but I've got character,
charisma, say how you feel.
everything, you know, and compared to some of them, they're dull and, you know, I feel like I was making people's time in there better and some of them were just keeping it level to sort of get by, and I'm not going to do it like that.
That's not how you wanted to play. Why do you think that that's not gone down with the public then as well, when it's come up to you? Do you think it was because you were up against Lewis F? Or...
I mean... I heard him in the diary. He sounds pretty good in the diary. I'm not going to lie. I like the way... He was cool. I always liked him.
Camel
yeah, I always liked him as
gown.
well. And, you know, I feel like he had a grudge against me, but I don't know. Like, he still acted like he didn't, so I'm a bit... I don't know, I thought he was a cool dude and there's nothing really...
You said to Emma, one thing you said to Emma tonight that really sort of resonated with me is that you said, if he would have come up to my face and said, what you're doing, I don't agree with, or it's upsetting me, you would have stopped.
Yeah.
Was there never any points where he come up to you and said that?
I never felt like I was upsetting him, though, because he would never act like... He would always just be like, yeah, and the next day or whenever, next hour, he would still be cool with me. There was no signs of that. But then when I see what he was saying in the diary room, it's like... Damn, I wish he would just, you know, I would stop. But obviously, I don't know if it's a game. I don't know. That's just Lewis, you know. He's still in there. It's not, you know.
Well, listen, there was times, I'm going to admit it, that I was watching Big Brother and I thought, you know, the likes of Jay-Z or Kanye had snuck into the house. I'm not going to lie, because you were bringing the sickest bars. So, Lewis G, the Big G, have a look at that screen, because it's time for your bot spits!
Damn, that's a good look. I've just got a good look. I guess I'm a rude boy. We're so normal.
What are you saying, girl?
Lewis, man.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
You've crossed the line. Bars
going hard, and you know I gotta go hard on the boulevard, looking like a star, like the pattern on my shorts. Oh, I be the sickest and the illest and the realest. I be chilling in the smoking area with the chillers. When I went outside, celebrity, feeling like it's just all meant to be. 24/7, that's the way that I'm living, chilling in the smoking area with the villains. It's not about being what you really think, though. It's just about being what's really real. Have fun, keep it chill, don't ever get done, cause we're just getting started. BB 2018. It's really, really real, though. So annoyingly good.
You are actually annoyingly good, I'm not gonna lie. I was living for the rap. I know you just like to make them up on the spot, so would you like to maybe give me a little rap now about how you're feeling?
Of course.
OK, go on. I'm here for it. Go on, I'm here for
Acapella.
it. Acapella, babe. Let's go for it.
The show's over, but I don't care, cause the way that I look, feel, and act is rare. People see me on the street and wanna stare. I can see the girls looking at me with the glare. They like my body, they like my hair. Anything I do is just too rare.
Yes! I like it! Oh, I think you're going to be rapping for the next week on this show, put it that way. Listen, I enjoyed your beats in the house. I enjoyed everything you did, but you did get wrapped, shall I say, up in some drama whilst you were in that house.
Why not?
I know it's written across your chest, and I've seen that chest more than I've seen my own hand this week, but does drama always follow you around?
It depends how you look at it. I don't look at it as drama. You know, other people from the outside probably do, but I think it's just like, you know, I'm just me, and, you know, how other people react, that's just them.
Some people might have said, well, they have said whilst you've been in there, that they think that this is a character, that this isn't you, this isn't Lewis.
You should
this
see
isn't the real
me
Lewis
on a
G.
daily basis. I walk into the gym like this, Rylan. I walk into the gym like that, you know, because it's fun, it's something
We
different.
can't see you, sit down,
Yeah.
come and sit down.
No, I'll just do what I want, Rylan, and it's not okay, it's just me. I guess you could call it a character because you're not used to it.
But do you feel that people do misunderstand you a lot of the time?
No, they can feel it, they can understand me however they want. I don't care about that. So if they, you know, if you want to call it that, I don't think about all that. I just do what I want, man.
There's one person I want to speak to you about in particular, and that's Isaac.
Yeah.
Because it seemed to us, you and Isaac really hit it off. You know,
Yeah.
you became really good friends. We see you both talk a lot of the time, saying, you know, you make friends in the Big Brother house. You know, I've been in there and you do, but there's certain ones that you genuinely do become friends with on the outside. But there was even times with the two of you where Isaac even went, mate, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know. And then, you know, I even wound him up once, you know, but still, you know, you got to remember there's tension in there and things happen and, you know, things just happen. And I'm just glad we got over it. You know, I said sorry to him later on in the night, and that's all that matters. Forget about all the, you know, bad part about it. We made up and we're friends again.
Do you think you'll be friends on the outside?
Of course.
That's nice to hear. You made friends on the outside. We're running out of time, but we're going to have loads of time to chat over the next week. But romance. I mean, launch night, you went straight in there, didn't you? I mean, I saw where those hands were. Lest we forget, may I say.
I know.
I mean, obviously, Ellis left the Big Brother house. She was moved from the Big Brother house. But then there were come along Kay.
I know.
What was going on with you and Kay?
No, like, I just like girls, man. And
oh, so do I, so do I. Yeah, I get it.
like, I just like girls, so obviously I'm in a house with some girls. I'm gonna shoot my shot.
But was your aim good enough with Kay, do you think?
No, but, you know, I don't... Obviously, you know, I didn't have a great connection with her. I was trying, though.
We saw the graph.
Yeah, I felt like I was bringing out a different side to her as well, because she was really in her head in there. And, you know, she'd come around me and start being funny and, like, stuff that I... You know, so...
But the big question is on the outside, say, like, at the rap party, we'll have a chat, and she goes, you know what, I want to be with you. Would you go vegan for her? Because I saw you having a cheeky go on a bit of chicken the other day.
Yeah, I mean... I'll be honest, I like the way she talks about what she... I like what she believes. I'm not going to say I believe it, but, you know, I think it's all great, that what she's about. So, yeah.
Yeah, it might happen. You never know.
You never know.
Well, listen, Lewis, I know you might have lost the Lewis v Lewis fight tonight, but no one goes away empty-handed on my show.
Really?
You are now the proud owner of your very own set of Ryland's Farewell Fangs. I'm going to leave them there. Come with me, because From that momentous toothy ta to, unfortunately, the moment they all dread. Lewis, I'm going to spin you round. It's time to turn you red.
That is my favourite colour.
Yeah, you have been a memorable housemate. Go and join the panel. Give up for Lewis G, everyone. Coming up, we're going to have an exclusive look at the fallout from tonight's eviction. And Lewis G is in for a well good treat when he takes an involuntary dip down my well. He's going to be answering all the questions he thought he'd never have to in the final farewell! I'll see you down there.
Zani, zan, zan, zani, zani, zan. Zanani, zan. Zanani, zan.
Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. It's time now to check back in with my favourite internet explorer. So, what's been happening on the Twitter, Loki?
Oh, well, my darling, we have got one more tweet.
Sally!
Yes, I thought it'd be nice to bring her back. She's got a gift. We've had one more tweet. And it's from @PrincessKelly78.
Oh, God, love. Yeah.
And she sums it up brilliant. She says, he will be missed. It's about Lewis G. He will be missed. All big characters are missed. He was right, though. It's a game, and he was enjoying it his own way for his own experience. And especially for Lewis G. Lewis G right in front of me. Oh, hang on. Vegan. Sorry about that, love.
I mean, I don't even want to, but give it up for Luke Hebner, everyone. Bring back Imran, that's what I'm saying. Right, it's time now to see what's been happening in the house since Lewis G left. Take a look at this.
It's just the initial thing, like tomorrow morning I'll be sweet. It's just now. I just feel like, I know I'm friends with everyone here, but I just feel like a little bit on my own now.
Oh, don't be silly. You.
I know, it is silly.
And actually, it might get you and Lewis F bond. Lewis F, I might just say Lewis. That might, you know, get you guys closer. And you can always work on it with me as well.
Lewis, your boy's missing you. How does that make you feel?
Him. Yeah, shit, man. Me and that dude formed a bond. We'll meet up when it's done. Obviously, it's going to be hard. We got along so well in there that, you know, that's something special. You know, I don't know what you guys saw, but we got something, you know?
Well, no, we saw that, and obviously when Emma asked you about the Bitcoin tonight, you've donated them to Isaac.
Straight to my boy.
I mean, was it always going to be going to him?
Of course. You know, that's just my boy. We had a vibe, and that vibe is going to be missed in there. I'm telling you, it's going to be dull in there. It's going to be dull.
That now means that Isaac is first place on the Bitcoin leaderboard.
Let's go.
So as we know, with first place comes a lot of power and a lot of privilege. How's he going to handle that, do you think?
He's going to like that.
Is he?
He's going to like that.
He's going to like that. Yeah. Kieran, how do you think Akeem's going to feel about that, though? He's been top of that leaderboard pretty much since day one.
I think he will be devastated. It's obviously, if it's a game, and we're all saying this series is definitely the game out of all of them, and the fact that he's been winning all the things, even though he's disqualified of the last one, I feel like he's going to take it quite bad because it's in him that he wants to be first place for everything, no matter what happens. So I don't think he's going to take it well at all.
Jess, this is what obviously Cameron and Thomas and Isaac actually were talking about, saying, you know, where he's first on the leaderboard, he thinks that it's his word in the house now, and that once he's settled something, it's settled. Do you think Akeem might start changing now that he's not the top of that leaderboard?
I don't think so. Like, how old? He's a bit older than everyone else, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a little bit older than the majority.
And I think you can really tell that. Like, I think that... I think he's just an actually, like, annoyingly placid person that you're not going to get a rise out of.
Better to be placid than flaccid, isn't it? Let's be fair.
That's what they say.
On that note, I have no idea where that come from. I'm so sorry. It's time now for the part of the show that all of my evictees dread, or at least they will, once word spreads that this hugely popular returning strand is back. It's time to take a tumble down the final farewell!
Well, it's time for the final farewell.
Well, well, well. It's time for your final farewell. And there's one more deep, dark hole to look down. I'm going to shoot some, well, serious questions at you, and I want your sharpest response. You better tell the truth.
Of course.
And if you don't, I'll lock you down the well forever.
Oh, shit.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Lewis, who got you all wet and bothered?
Ellis.
Oh, Ellis! Talk about Throwback Thursday. Who got well on your nerves?
Well, I got to think.
Quicker.
Lewis F now.
Fair enough. Who would you like to lock away in a dark, dark hole?
Lewis F.
Who do you think's the least well hung, you or Lewis F?
Probably me.
Oh! I love you for that. Which of the house... Oh! Very quickly. Who said this about you in the house? He gets away with being just an absolute prick.
Cameron.
You think it was Cameron? Do you know who it was?
Who?
It was Kennelly!
Lewis G, please leave the bot studio immediately.
Lewis, get yourself out of there, mate. Give up for Lewis G, everyone. Off you go, darling. Straight over there, babe. Off you go. Straight down now. What a shame. That is it for tonight and for this week. A massive thank you to my panel. To my amazing audience and to you lot at home. I'm back straight after the main show on Monday with a pop star special. Richie Neville from 5, Amel from the Sugar Babes 3 and 4.0, and Sanique. I'll see you after this weekend. Night, night.
Zari, za, za, zari, zari, za. Zari, za.